week 2 over, we are now back to business. I'm Janine.
I'm Vince J.
It's your boy, Bitter B. Scott.
And I'm Blue Collar Dave.
Whoa! Blue Collar Dave. What's up, man?
Hey,
good to have you here, man.
Well, guys, it appears that from last week, Cam Newton did not get the memo. He said there's no way Cam has another 400-yard day against the Packers. And last week, Scott said this.
Arizona welcomed you in because you were the Heisman Trophy winner, national championship, and then the #1 pick in the NFL. You didn't get a chance for training camp, so you know what? Let's give him a cakewalk first week.
Oh, that's exactly what they did.
So
Get
now-
acclimated. Oh, he's going to see some elbows this week. That's all I got to say.
Last week he cut the cake. This week he got cut the cheese.
I don't know about that right there, but I'm going to roll with that right there.
I think it's going to stink just as bad.
Oh, my.
Scott, your thoughts?
Well, he didn't win.
Had he gotten the memo, could he have read it? I'm just asking.
You know, Cam is a phenomenal athlete, and he showed it once again. I mean, he just went out there and he just understands and plays the game of football. Now, last week, Carl finally got one. Finally.
Can I get a bow down, please?
Is that far
There we
enough?
go.
Let me just say this and give Carl his little 15 seconds of fame. And this is about it, 15 seconds. He's been following Cam Newton since high school. So if every week
Since
you
the
call
womb.
if you call him every single week and he finally breaks through for you, do you gloat? No, but Cam has done a great job. I really
Yeah,
can't
let's
dispute
give
it.
him
He
that.
did a phenomenal job against a team that I was totally surprised that they gave up. But they did it in week 1.
The only thing that I am worried about is in 2 to 3 weeks, will everybody have seen all the film and then he's hit the rookie wall? That's my only worry about him.
I just want to see him rebound after the first fall down like that.
Okay.
The week after he goes down.
Yeah, I don't think he's going to hit that. I mean, he's going to hit that rookie wall, and I think that's mainly because they're going to throw the ball 40 times a game. Rivera knows what he's got. He knows he's not going anywhere this year, so they're going to let him read every defense. He's going to throw. He's going to have his interceptions. He get a few touchdowns. But I think the experts got it wrong. I think in the future, this guy's going to be a great NFL quarterback.
We'll see. Oh, how about Tony Romo? Now, Tony Romo redeems himself after being, hit in the ribs and taken into the locker room. He pulls a Willis, comes back to the field, and wins. I mean,
Did Tony have an audience with Cam's dad? Is that what happened? He redeemed himself?
I mean,
Okay.
1 victory after 17 apologies.
Yeah.
Redemption.
Yeah, I'm not.
It's pretty honorable.
He did what he's supposed
I
to
agree with
do.
that. I agree with that. It's
Played
about
hurt.
time.
He
I
played
think
hurt, but
it
he
was-
did what he's supposed to do.
I think it was creating propaganda myself. I think the injury
Is
was
it
a
a
fake.
conspiracy?
Oh, definitely. I think the injury was a fake because he was like, look, what can I do? They've talked about me all week long. I better fake an injury so that way if I lose, they'll say at least I came back and I fought hard.
That's right.
But
They did that.
the fact that you did win, you come back and you won, so now everybody's looking at you and everything. But now, look, everybody almost forgot about everything that you've done, all the games that you lost, all the apologies that you've made. But no, I'm not convinced yet.
He's a player, but
He's as good as he gets. This is as good as it gets.
This is
for
his
Tony
ceiling.
Romo. I
I
don't
agree.
see there being any more of a. There's no upside to him anymore. I think he's only got downside.
okay. I agree with that. Well, I'm definitely
Well,
talking about that.
so last week, guys, I wore a Mike Vick jersey, and now he's hurt. Poor guy. I thought I was giving him some ladies' luck, but maybe it's a ladies' curse. Who knows?
Yeah.
Sorry, Reggie.
I think you got him a lot of attention with him being hurt because there's a lot of women, I'm sure, who would love to nurse him back to health. But ladies, hold your muscle because he is playing. Vic practiced. He practiced. He's going to practice on Thursday, so he's going through. I expect him to play on Sunday.
Yeah, he's going to play. He's got a bulletproof helmet. You got to love that.
Oh.
So
gee,
yeah, he is going to play. He's been practicing all week.
I don't think he should. I think he should just chill at the house, sit this one out, take a powder, and let Kafka or Vince
Okay.
Young come up in
This
there.
man has signed his second $100 million contract. If he's wheeled on a wheelchair, he plays.
Which would be an interesting game, for sure. So what do you guys think about Donta Robinson's hit on Macklin?
Yeah, that was
Huh?
I
a
love
smash
it.
mouth right there, buddy.
That's football.
Let's get it.
That's football.
Let's get it
It's better
cracking
than
on
this
that.
touch football that they have going on now. I mean, you can't touch anybody. You can't even practice in pads anymore. I grew up playing football where you had contact, you hit. You're diving in front of the guy for a block or the
Hit the man.
tackle, no wrapping. I mean, what happened to football? Now we're saying you can't hit the quarterback.
No, you
Or
can't
give up
hit
that
him.
money.
You can't hit him with the crown of your helmet. You can't bend. This is why the Falcons usually miss tackles anyway. Is because the guy's ducking his head and he's hitting him
And
with the
he's
top
whipping.
of his head. He's not tackling him. He's just hitting him as hard as he can and going, "I'll bet you fall down." 9 times out of 10, that's not what's going to happen.
Yeah.
It just happens to be that he hit somebody smaller than him for a change.
All right. Well, next up, we're gonna talk about the flip-flop between the Steelers and the Ravens. So stay tuned. In Week 1, the Baltimore Ravens destroyed the Pittsburgh Steelers and looked like they were the front runners to win the AFC East. But now the tables have turned, haven't they?
Turn it up. Gotta wear that just because.
Nothing like
homer.
Nothing like a game against the Seahawks to get you out.
Boy, that'll get you motivated.
That. I'll take that.
A win's
That's
a win, right?
A win is a doggone win. We played our little brothers. They got us this time. 10 out of 10, 10 to 1. Okay. I'll take that.
I think what you're going to
Ravens.
see a lot this year is more than the Ravens. I think a lot of teams got the Steelers number. You've been in the top of the league for a long time, so when you settle for beating Seattle and gloating and winning like you beat somebody, then I think that you settling for.
It's not going down like that.
I agree.
The thing with the Steelers is it was our brother.
You're long
Your
in the
little.
tooth.
We've been playing. Okay, we're not gonna talk about that either. But the thing with the Steelers are we've been doing this for a while,
Long time.
and it is some older guys. But we know how to win. It's not like we don't have young. All of our receivers except for one is older. One. Quarterback
how many catches they get?
Ben is 29.
Okay.
What are you talking about? And we still got Dixon back there hanging out. So what are you
Hanging
really
out would be the
running backs?
operative, yeah.
You're looking
hanging
at
out.
Mendenhall. Mendenhall's only been here 3 years. What do you know what? We're going to move on.
That's a fan. That, folks, is a
We're
fan.
trying to prevent a fight going on
That's
here,
right.
so let's
Let's
move
get
on. So Drew Brees threw a 70-yard strike to Devery Henderson, which I may say is a sleeper wide receiver with Colston hurt. But the biggest surprise to everyone is Denarius Moore and last year's Jacoby Ford. These Raider wide receivers with Jason Campbell at quarterback have started to come alive. What do you guys think?
I think I'm going to pick Jacoby back up as soon as he comes back. Let me say that. I think the Oakland Raiders with Jason Campbell running it, and as you said earlier in the meeting earlier, that he hasn't, if he had at least a system.
Right. Jason Campbell, from college to now, has had a different offensive coordinator, if I'm not mistaken, almost every single year.
Right.
So imagine what Jason Campbell becomes as a quarterback if he is in the same system given 4 years, given 5 years, like a Tom Brady who's been with Belichick for what feels like forever.
Right. Right.
I still say that he's barely a second-tier quarterback.
That may be true.
I think that he's an opportunity.
He's managing that situation well, and he's got speed on his side.
But he's playing in a weak division.
And then you got that too. There you go. So with that, he should be killing that league.
And he's not.
That's true.
Which would validate my point, I think.
I think so, but isn't it about time that Al Davis hired a general manager?
Al Davis needs to hire an owner.
Sure, you better find the crypt real soon.
Wow.
That goes.
All right, so let's talk about the Bills. With quarterback Fitzpatrick, they use 5 receivers on the field at one time, and that helps them out because the linebacker cannot keep up with all that speed. Fellas, are you drinking the juice in Buffalo?
Fitzpatrick.
Oh, I'm sipping the scissor.
Ooh.
I'm with him. I'm with Fitzpatrick. I mean, he's proven it. Last year, he's been the epitome of consistency to me against everything that you have in that division.
Right.
The way that he's playing, week in, week out. And how he keeps finding Stevie Johnson is unbelievable to me.
He's going to have to find a different way this week.
He'll do it.
I mean, Fitzpatrick comes from that football factory. He comes from Harvard.
Man.
It is the factory of football.
Man.
But here it is, though. Fitzpatrick is very much what like a Peyton Manning is in the sense that he is a cerebral quarterback.
Right. Yeah.
That's what I was
that.
saying about Romo. Romo he doesn't make anybody around him better. He needs great players around him to make him look better. Manning, I think Fitzpatrick's going to be the same way.
Really?
Is that I don't think he's going to be a Manning, don't get me wrong, but I think he's smart enough to make the guys around him better.
Okay.
No one lands planes like Peyton Manning. Line of scrimmage, I mean, no one does that.
Nope.
All right, so Steve Smith of the Carolina Panthers looks like the guy that we remember from before he got hurt and had a terrible quarterback. And Cam Newton is now a rock star, but what about the two stellar running backs, D'Angelo Williams and Jonathan Stewart?
They are lost. And on Fantasy Island somewhere. I don't know where they are.
I think they're going to stay healthy this year because I think Rivera's going to throw the ball all over the field all this year.
Well, I mean, if you put the two of them together, the numbers, they turn into a tier 1 running back. Collectively, if you look at what they did, I think collected like 19, 20 points, depending on what league that you were in, but they're splitting the time.
Right.
And you look at one of those one running back systems, then one of those guys, whichever one they decide would be the leader, would be that person. So the question is, which one do you start?
They're not going to, I don't think you have to worry about that either way. It's going to be a split backfield until.
Right. You have to if you're talking about fantasy, and obviously we are, you want to find that single back star that is like a Turner or maybe the Saints.
AP,
they split time.
Turner.
Not Turner. Yeah, maybe an AP or something. But let's getting back to her point about Steve Smith. I mean, how big is the dude?
No, 5'9", barely.
I wasn't gonna say 6 foot. I'm sorry about that. But I mean, he reached up against double coverage, triple coverage, grabbing balls. Although that one catch was out of bounds. The thing I think he is an amazing wide receiver.
Right. Yeah.
I mean, he's so amazing. I mean, I can understand why he gets hurt because he leaves it all out there.
He does.
And with that type of guy and a Cam, now with Nene on the other side, and then the tight end is, well, they actually got some decent little tight ends now. And then you got the running backs that are available to him.
It's a lot of balls be passed around.
Exactly. That was the only thing that I had to say about that.
A lot of testosterone on that team.
You are on a set with some fools,
I
do you
tell you
know?
what,
A lot of
I tell you.
testosterone around this camp. Oh my gosh.
Well, when we come back, we're actually going to talk about the fantasy football segment.
Oh yeah.
So that's
Who
gonna be
won?
exciting. Yep. So stay tuned for that.
Who won?
All right, so.
So the Eagles, or shall I say, the Dream Team, take any decent running back or tight end against those linebackers any day. What do you guys think?
I'm with that. I think you can take any.
This is really a dream team. Is that what we're
No,
really saying?
that's what they're saying. That's what they saying.
I think it's a matter of adjustment. I really think linebackers, you've seen some things in the last couple of weeks, but Andy's going to make some necessary adjustments that need to be made to get this team to where it's supposed to be.
The only adjustments he can make is start making some phone calls. I need to pick him, him. I need them on my team because it's not working with what they have. It's
That's
not
how
gonna
they
work.
got the title of the Dream Team, because he did that in the offseason. He picked him,
they're
him,
paper
and
champions.
him.
Paper champions, okay?
And
you
when
want
the
to crown their asses? Crown their asses.
You know what? And at the end of the season, you're going to say, they are who they say they are.
They are not. It's not going to happen.
Fragile quarterback who carries the football like a loaf of bread.
Whoa, he's
Fragile.
Still talking
Fragile.
about.
Yeah.
Like chandelier.
Ooh.
That brings back some memories right there.
Chris?
So, what's the deal with Deshaun Jackson?
2 points in fantasy.
Yeah, he cost me.
Oh my God.
He cost me. But, he's iffy this week.
Yeah.
So
yeah.
you can look for his his co-stars to pick it up this week?
I think the Eagles got good receivers. None of them are great.
Are you serious?
I'm very serious. They're all fast, but they're slight. I don't see greatness. I see good.
I see Deshaun is absolutely great.
I would second that one.
Week
I would
in,
probably
week out.
say that about.
You guys been drinking on this one too?
Got a little something back there.
Right. Well,
Stay off the bar.
I'll do my best.
So the Bills' 6'5" David Nelson is available in 89% of leagues, taking over for Lee Evans. Thoughts on that?
I think that come
Way
Sunday,
too high.
I think Sunday it'll be a lot less.
Yeah, it's gonna change.
Be a lot less.
No way that should happen. The way they're throwing balls all over the place in Buffalo, there is no. And then Stevie Johnson is dinged. Yeah. So CJ Spiller may get a few balls when they put them.
I think the thing that makes Fitzpatrick so good is that he does spread the ball around. So you're going to see it go to the tight end. You might see it go to the back out of the backfield. Spiller might get on the field as a fifth wide receiver.
Right.
So yeah, it might be.
I agree. I think I was looking at, like last week we were talking about, Fitzpatrick, I call him Robin Hood. The arrows he was throwing, the missions that he was hitting last week, and like you said, he's part of the Miracle Whip team. When he's spreading the ball around like that, then everybody's going to get a shot. So anybody.
That's true.
Have you remember that, right?
Okay, let's talk about Cedric Benson. He's going to be suspended.
He
How
should
do
be.
you guys think that bodes for fantasy owners here?
Why'd you pick him up?
Because he plays.
Man, that dude couldn't hold on to the football.
Right.
Fumbled it all last year. Lost his position last year. He came in as the starter in Cincinnati, and then you get suspended. I wouldn't have took a chance with him. I had him last year and dropped him.
That sounds like, that's sour grapes. That's exactly what that sounds
Bitter?
Because all I'm saying to you is that 2 years ago, he was strong. Last year, they got away from him. That's the only problem.
Is it me, or is it knuckleheads go to Cincinnati, or is it if you get to Cincinnati, you become a knucklehead? Which is it the city, or is it the people they're bringing in?
They said they draw.
They're allowing that happen. They're allowing that to happen. They're getting good talent, but they're allowing it to happen.
Heaven forbid A.J. Green become a knucklehead.
Wow.
He's one of my favorite players. I mean, he's a good kid. I'd hate to see him become one of those guys.
Until Marvin's gone, it's going to continue to happen. They're letting it happen. I mean,
Marvin
just
on
like
the
what just
clock?
happened. Huh?
Marvin on the clock?
Marvin been on it. Dude, the clock struck 12 2 years ago.
So the help wanted sign is back up in Cincinnati.
Where's that sign, man?
All right, guys. So I think it's time now to talk about our fantasy teams and our waiver wire pickups. So who do you guys want to pick up? You think for a quarterback?
QB, I think I'm gonna go with Grossman. I think.
Yeah.
We gotta think about Grossman. I don't like him. I mean, he's a bad Rex, good Rex, but he's
good
been
Washington. It's
He's good.
Washington all the way around. They're playing together as a team, and they got big hopes for everybody in Washington. Grossman, as good as anybody, I guess, with the exception, I like Andy Dalton myself. Watching him, the passes he threw last week, the way he was just hitting the market, I was like, well, okay. He's coming. He's looking good.
I'm gonna pick up. I'm gonna take Blaine Gabbert. He's stepping in for his first start. I think there's gonna be a lot of dinking and dunking. I think you're gonna get a lot of yards out of him. Not sure about touchdowns, but I think I'm gonna get a few points out of him.
For running backs, now I'm going to actually take Thomas Jones because Jamal Charles is out, so that's my pick. But what about you guys?
I'm going to stay in the same city and go with McCluster. I think McCluster's going to get that. He's going to get half the year. In fact, I think he may get a little bit more because he's the younger guy, and it'll take a little bit less off of Jones. Jones may get all of the running touchdowns, but those 20 to 20s, like you would always say, it's going to be McCluster.
I don't know if he's really out there as much as he should be. Beanie Wells.
Okay.
He's got his feet underneath him this year.
Yeah, I mean, I think he kind of got a bad rap last year.
Yeah, well, I like that pick. He's going against Seattle, and you really got to like what he can do against that.
I got the easy pick.
I'm going to go with Ben Tate.
Okay.
I think that Texans are playing out of the division. They're playing the Saints. Arian Foster, he's been injured. You really don't want to get him too banged up this early in the season. I think Ben Tate's going to get the majority of the carries, and I think you can get some points out of him.
Nice.
What about wide receivers?
I'm going with David Nelson.
Nate Burleson.
I am going to go with, you know what? I like your pick. I really do. I think Nelson is a good pick.
Okay, well, stick with me. How about
Yeah,
that?
I like that. I think
Okay, check that out. He's jumping on my board.
All right, what about tight ends?
Yes.
Chandler?
Oh, sorry. Sorry.
Chandler. Gotta say that. I mean, he's still out there in some places.
Vernon Davis was dropped. I've seen a lot in the last week, but I'm picking him, Vernon up.
I'm gonna stick with the Buffalo Bills. I'm gonna go with Dustin Keller.
Jets.
Jets. I'm sorry.
Jets.
I'm gonna stick in the same division
With the Buffalo
Yeah.
Bills.
with the Buffalo Bills.
There you
Nice
go.
pickup.
The Jets.
All right,
Thumbo.
for defense, I've got the Redskins, and you've got...
I like Detroit. I've been talking Detroit. I've been drinking that Kool-Aid all year. Detroit.
Skins.
I'm gonna go with the Packers. I think they're absolutely
Packers?
going to shut down Chicago this week.
Oh.
Well, we'll see. But guys, coming back, we were going to do our Twitter talk, so stay tuned. Now here's the Week 3 injury report. Tony Romo is out with the cracked rib or punctured lung. We're not quite sure, but he is poised to come back this week. But I think the Cowboys will err on the side of caution and hold him for another week. Miles Austin is out. Also, Michael Vick suffered a concussion as well, and he is subject to the same return-to-play guidelines all players in the NFL now are mandated to follow, making a prediction on his availability impossible at this stage. Arian Foster participated in practice and is a game-time decision. Manningham is out with a concussion. Teammate Hakeem Nicks is questionable. Also, New England Patriots tight end Aaron Hernandez suffered a medial collateral ligament injury, and we can plan on at least a couple of weeks without him. Running back Arian Foster is looking better to play on Sunday against the Saints. Steven Jackson is questionable and is a game-time decision. Noshawn Moreno is unlikely to be on the field. Darren McFadden was limited with a sore shoulder, but he has returned to practice. Daniel Thomas of the Dolphins has returned to full practice this week after injuring his hamstring, and he is also expected to play. Santonio Holmes of the New York Jets injured his quadriceps and is not likely to be at full strength by game time. Plaxico Burress and Calvin Johnson are both expected to play after their injuries. Des Bryant is very questionable. Brandon Lloyd is also questionable, and Michael Crabtree is questionable with his foot injury. Chris Cooley is also questionable, and Mercedes Lewis did not practice at all Wednesday or Thursday and is highly unlikely to play in Week 2. Also, Peyton Manning will be out for several months after undergoing a cervical neck fusion, and Sidney Rice of the Seattle Seahawks is officially out for Week 2 as well. And that about wraps it up for the injury report, and join us back next week and keep you updated. Alright guys, now it is time for Twitter Talk, where we get your questions from Twitter and get one of our fantasy gurus here to
that'd be
answer
us.
them. And our first question is from @ShellRovner, who asks,
What you want?
should I drop Manning? I'm thinking yes. Any advice from you guys?
I think that I would give it another couple of weeks if you're in one of those leagues where you can put him in as a IR. I'd put him in IR, pick somebody else up. At least you got him to stash. If he comes back, it's good.
I'd have dropped him last week.
Yeah, 3 things to say. 3 neck surgeries, guaranteed contract of $76 million, and twins. He ain't playing again this year. No way.
Wow.
Drop him.
That's crazy.
Well, you heard the advice here. Next question is from @H2H Corner, who asks, so it's time to start Cam Newton over Ben Roethlisberger, right? What do you think?
Yeah.
I'm gonna let you guys start with that because what I've got to say, I need to end it with.
Absolutely.
I think that Ben is. I'm not going to give up on Ben yet. I'm not quite going to give up on him yet.
I think right now you may be able to bench him for a moment, but you better hang on to him for a little while, because when Cam hits that rookie wall, buddy, it is...
How you come back?
He's not hitting that rookie wall against the Jaguars.
Well, not this week. Maybe not this week. But all I'm saying is, if you're going to put him on the bench, I would not cut him. I would not drop him.
Okay, but just with that same conversation,
right?
Ben's got the Colts.
Yeah, so I'm running with Big Ben.
Good point.
Hard decisions. All right, well, our next question is from @Shazam11. I like the name. Who writes, I have to sit a running back. Any ideas between either Bradshaw or Starks?
Golly. I'm kind of all in on Starks.
I would probably sit Starks because you still have Ryan Grant there. He's healthy. He's playing. He's going to split time between the two of them. Where even though you've got the Thunder and Lightning with the Giants, Bradshaw is the primary.
Yeah, I'm playing Bradshaw this week.
Okay.
All right. Well, that about wraps it up for Twitter Talk. Remember, you can go on Twitter at twitter.com/theownersbox and send us your questions. Now, let's talk about how our individual fantasy football teams did.
Well, that's it.
Since we only have 25 seconds, I can only tell that I
Speak for both
kicked
of
his butt. So that's that.
I lost
won.
miserably to Carl the cameraman.
Carl the cameraman blows, but anyway.
Sadly.
I beat you like the beginner you are.
Hey,
Oh my gosh.
that's harsh. That's harsh. Anyway, so I guess that about wraps up for tonight. Join us next week. I'm Janine.
I'm Vince J.
I'm the redeeming B. Scott.
I'm Blue Collar Dan.
And we are out.
Peace out, y'all.